Amelie. We're walking around. Yeah.
Hello everybody.
Hey everybody, we're traveling teachers.
If you
I'm
don't
Ashley.
know, I'm Graham.
And we are in Beijing. We came here quickly to get Amelie's long-term passport, but we figure we might as well come to Beijing to see our friends. We haven't really done too many touristy things in Beijing since we lived here. Mostly just see friends and go to restaurants and whatnot. But today is our first and only touristy thing that we are doing. We're at
Temple of Heaven.
Yeah, Tian Dalu.
Right.
We're gonna wander around. It's a beautiful day today.
Yes, and we got our new mic.
We have a new microphone.
We're happy about.
Try it out. Let us know how our audio is. We do enough talking. I don't really know much about this place. Most of the times are in Chinese, so probably not gonna be too informative.
No.
Sorry.
The usual. The usual, not informative.
A lot of people don't believe us when we say that China is doing okay in terms of COVID. I guess this is kind of proof of that. There hasn't been any cases in Beijing for 2 months now. And most of China is low risk, except for a border town in Yunnan, actually. Yunnan, I think the border control is not quite as strict between some of the southeast countries. So there's a border town that got closed down. Because even when we were checking into the hotel, they're like, you're from Yunnan? But everywhere we go, especially in Beijing, we have to scan a code. Fortunately, we already lived here, so we already had that app and everything ready to go. We even have one for her that shows that she's okay. I feel kind of bad, but I'm happy we get to live our life. And as you can see, for the most part, masks aren't necessarily mandatory per se, but everybody still wears them, and we really only take them off for photos. They still are mandatory in DDs and on subways. Like on the airplane, they wanted her to wear a mask. And in the subway, they also wanted her to wear a mask. They've stopped us a couple times because she doesn't have one, but it's also not worth the hassle and trying to explain, like, not gonna wear one. Like, we've tried, but it's not gonna work. We're pretty close, but I'm thankful that 98% of people are wearing masks right now. So there's also that. Talk about the COVID situation, how a lot of people don't believe us when we say things are okay in China, but they are for the most part. The borders are still closed, so a lot of people are surprised that we're here. Foreigners that you do see here, they all live here, so it's probably funny because all the foreigners that live here probably also speak some level of Chinese.
Well, not all.
Some level. Even the foreigners that live here can say 我要这个, usually things like that. Alright, we're going down some more stairs, so I'm gonna put this way.
Hey, look. A tree.
Waiting for Dad to figure out the time lapse so we can hopefully take the cover, what is it called? The thumbnail together. Yeah! We don't put Amelie facing out all too often. I heard that it's not great for their legs. So we don't do it for too long. But she just like looking out and seeing all the things. Are any of them good? I don't really know how to make the camera move.
on the side. It took like a million tries to get a good photo of her and Amelie. So we're not going to be here, I don't know, another time when she's young, so. Right, Essa?
I think she's done. They do have a wheelchair ramp here, which we didn't notice last time, but it is incredibly steep and too wide for the stroller. So Graham is taking one for the team, carrying it up. Yay, we made it up.
Hey, filming?
Yeah, but it wasn't very too busy paying attention to the stairs.
So, this is the Temple of Heaven. It was built a long time ago.
I don't want to venture a guess. So basically, what I do know about the Temple of Heaven is that the emperor would come here and pray for a good harvest. So he would only come here once a year. And this is I think this is the sacrificial altar. So they would put up some sacrifices for to either thank for a good harvest or to ask for a good harvest. Amelie's giving me raspberries.
Do you find out anything more about the Temple of Heaven?
Yeah, so basically, I was right, this is the sacrificial altar, that's why it points to the heavens, and it is to ask for a good harvest. It was built during the Qing and Ming dynasties. The Qing was known as the Manchu period. The Ming is the last dynasty. So a lot of things that you see in Beijing were built during the last two dynasties, the Qing and Ming. That's why there's also the Ming tombs. A lot of the things that you see in China actually are not that old. A lot of things got burned down and then rebuilt. You probably can't hear me because she's crying. So let's try again in a little bit.
Don't really know what I got, but I sort of like raised my camera up really high.
And I'll try and go see. I don't really know what I'm looking at either.
Yeah.
Credit.
这代表什么？接受上天的旨意了，是吧？
Yeah, so obviously China is crowded. Beijing is a lot more crowded than Kunming. It's okay if you push a little. Don't be mean about it, but it's fairly common to just squeeze your way through. Oh, he's biting me. It's just about nap time. Yeah. Sorry if I'm making you a little motion sickness. So I was right earlier. This is the sacrificial altar. The emperor. Why does she always do this every time I try and start talking?
Maybe with the 50 she'll quiet down.
Shut up. The Temple of Heaven opened in 1918. I know it looks a lot older. A lot of things in Beijing look older than they actually are. Because I would say they were built and then burned down and then rebuilt again. But this is not one of those things. This was built during the last two dynasties in China, during the Qing and Ming dynasties. The Ming is the last dynasty, and so the Ming emperor would come here and pray to this altar here. This is the sacrificial altar. I was correct about that. And basically thank the heavens for a good harvest. And yeah, it took a long time to do that because Amelie is still kind of cranky, which is why I'm bouncing right now.
I need to buy the stuff to remove it.
You like the necklace? So one day, when you're all grown up, visit me in Bali, and I'm gonna give you the necklace. It's a promise. It's a promise.